Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Very Beyond Gamecast. It is January 31st, 2019. Some dumbass put 2018 in the topic sheet. We're live, and this week we got five handsome dudes all in a room together with a bot named Craig recording our podcast. Starting with handsome dude number one, it's my pal Baco. What's up, Baco?
Hey, it's me.
We got handsome dude number two. It's Whitey. How you doing, Whitey?
Whitey standing by.
All right, the roll call is live. We got handsome dude number three, Zaldis, Jason L. What's going on, Jason?
Yeah, it's good.
And then we got handsome dude number four. That's Keel. What's up, Keel?
Hey.
And then handsome dude number five. That's me. I'm Cody. I go by Perpetually Awake on social media, which if you've been listening to this podcast for long enough, you should have fucking memorized because that's what everyone fucking says all the fucking time. This week, we've got a few news topics, and one of the bigger ones that we wanted to talk about is Metroid Prime 4, because Jason, Baco, I know you guys are big Metroid fans. I don't know how big Metroid fans Whitey and Keel are, but Metroid Prime 4 was... Basically, Nintendo came out with this video like earlier this week, and they're like, Metroid Prime 4, we announced this title, about 2 years ago, and then it's like, this title kind of sucks. They're like, this is not up to our standards. We are going to completely restart development on this game. So whatever development they've been doing is just completely hemorrhaged them money for 2 years. And I think before Namco Bandai was helping them in development, but now it's gone back to Retro Studios. So
do they just totally throw out everything they've done so far? Like
from what the video sounded like, yeah, they're just like, this isn't going to be a title worthy of our quality in the Metroid Prime series, which is hilarious because like the last several Metroid games have been ass. So maybe they're actually trying to,
but because it's like a main name, game,
like a numbered Metroid Prime game.
Right.
They recognize that people are probably going to be pissed if it's released in a bad state.
Hell yeah! Oh my god!
I didn't really go into livid.
They really didn't go into too much detail, and I mean they've never really shown any footage of the game, so we don't really have any idea how far into development it was. But they definitely announced it over 2 years ago, I think.
Do you think they had like, you know how in Other M they made like Samus small and feeble?
Yeah.
Do you think they just like shrunk her even more?
No. There's no way, because it's not what the Prime series is about, you know?
Yeah.
It's about like exploration in the environment in the world, and I feel like that's what they failed on.
With an apron. And
oh my god!
Miyamoto was like, "This doesn't seem right."
Oh my god!
You're in the kitchen,
rolling pin in hand.
Wait, hold on a second.
You gotta make dinner before your husband comes home.
So yeah, I think because like they didn't have anything to show for this long, it's probably a good thing that it went back to Retro Studios to develop the game.
Yeah.
Because everyone kind of thought it was weird in the first place when like they're like, yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, but it's not going to be by Retro Studios, and everyone's just like, okay,
are you sure?
At the same time, it makes me wonder what Retro Studios has actually been working on in the meantime, because they said they had another project at some point, and around E3, it was like that rumor where it was going to be like a Star Fox racing game.
Oh, screw that!
Yeah,
I would have been fine with that.
I don't think that's a good idea. Like Star Fox is already like in a weird spot. Like,
okay, hear me out. It would have been fine, but the issue is F-Zero needs love.
Right, exactly. It would, as an F-Zero fan, it would have made me stupid mad. But and it's like, do they really need another freaking racing game? Like Mario Kart's still selling fucking hotcakes.
I love racing games. There's not enough.
I agree with you.
F-Zero.
What
racing game?
I know. Where's F-Zero? Like at the same time, when they make a new one, I would rather it be
Keel was saying
F-Zero.
something about a drifting racing game. I would like that.
When is it?
That's
Drift.
New from Retro Studios. It's Star Fox Drift.
Oh god!
I'd buy it.
Fucking get in sports cars and drift with your favorite furry friends.
You know, you guys shit on that other Star Fox game, and I thought that was actually pretty good.
Zero?
Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
That was shit.
You gotta understand.
The game was shit.
You know the series Thunderbirds Are Go?
No.
Okay, so it's like, do you know Team America World Police?
Kind of.
Okay, well, that's based off Thunderbirds Are Go, which is like an old European puppet show.
Okay.
And Star Fox is 100% based off that. So when they came out with Zero and they talked to like puppets and did everything like puppets, I was sold right off the gate.
I just think Star Fox is in a really weird place. Like, they don't know what to do with Star Fox, I don't think. And, like, it shouldn't be as hard for them as it is. But, you know.
Yeah.
Bring back Crystal.
Because the big problem is, like, instead of, you know, betting on, like, making a new Star Fox game, they just keep trying to, like, kind of remind the public, hey, you guys remember Star Fox 64? This is like that. And then they port Star Fox 64 to the 3DS, and then they put out Star Fox Zero, which is just yet another retelling of that story. Like, so when you stop and think about it, the original Star Fox is Star Fox 1. Star Fox 64 is based off Star Fox 1. Star Fox 64 3D is based off Star Fox 64, and Star Fox Zero is based off Star Fox 64.
Which one was the one with, like, the local multiplayer where you could run around and shoot people and you could like
that
put
was
like
Assault.
Yeah, that one. Just make another one of those. That was amazing.
I liked Assault, even though like the a lot of people don't like that ground gameplay. I didn't think it was that bad.
I liked how you could like jump out of your R-wing, put a cluster bomb on top of it, like attach it to the roof of your R-wing and shoot out a bunch of cluster bombs and get back in your ride.
That's
cool.
fucking awesome.
That's really
it was
cool.
amazing. You can also snipe people off your R-ring.
Yeah, I have some like I didn't play it much back when it was out, but I have some memories of playing the multiplayer in that game, and that was pretty fun. Same thing kind of goes with Metroid Prime 2. I hope there might be some kind of multiplayer aspect when Metroid Prime 4 inevitably does come out. They didn't really do it with 3, so I'm not getting my hopes super up, but that would be cool. So yeah, Star Fox is just in a really weird place because like they just keep trying to, you know, be like, hey, Star Fox 64, remember how good that game was? And it just, they never expand upon that. It just kind of loops back around to Star Fox 64, which is dumb, but
right.
Maybe someday.
I would say that like you're pretty correct, because I was thinking about like Star Fox Adventures and like, you know, they went a direction with that, but they really didn't, you know, they just kind of like reskin Dinosaur Planet, and that was
it was like Super Mario Bros. 2 syndrome, where they just reskinned a different game and put Star Fox on it. I was fine with the
reskin, and I thought the reskin looked a lot better.
The game ended up really good. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue was the sound effects, I think, were pretty bad, but other than that.
Yeah.
It was also a different time for sound in games. Like, there was, like, you know, I guess I don't really want to say that, but, like, because I mean, honestly, you know, Metroid Prime came out at the same generation, and that game's full of great sound design. But I don't know. That's definitely a true point, though. The game has weird sound. So, any more things you want to develop on or talk about on Metroid Prime 4's development before we move on? All right, moving on.
It just better be good. That's all I'm gonna say. And no Wii controls. I hated that.
Luckily, I think we're past that point now with the Switch. Like,
that was horrific.
Like I was thinking about it, and like the GameCube was actually really powerful, and that's where the Metroid Prime series came out on. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of like groundbreaking to see those graphics. You know, like they were actually really good. I still think Metroid Prime looks really good today.
Prime 1 is one of those really like. It's probably one of the best looking games out of that generation of video games, like Metroid Prime 1 specifically. 2, I guess also, but yeah.
It's like, I don't know how, like, the Switch, it doesn't have as much power as like the PS4 and stuff. So I don't know if it's going to have that same effect. If they do release Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch, which I don't even know if we're guaranteed anymore, because, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not restarting, you know, if it's not even in development yet, then so we'll see. The other thing I guess I should mention in like kind of in correlation with this is that there's a lot of rumors going around that like Prime trilogy will come out on the Switch. So we'll see if that ever happens. I think that's probably pretty likely. Hopefully, if they do that, they upgrade the visuals a little bit, just like a la some of the other HD remasters they did on the Wii U. But yeah, we'll see. Moving on to some fighting game news. There's a couple major patches that have been released. Dragon Ball FighterZ added Jiren and Videl to their game roster in a patch released a few days ago. DBC's downloadable content Pack 2 is up now on Steam and all the platforms that the game's out on. During the World Tour Finals for Dragon Ball FighterZ, they announced a new Dragon Ball action RPG, which is... I didn't actually catch the trailer on it, but I've heard kind of mixed things. Just because I heard one of the major things that the trailer emphasized on is that it retells the story of DBZ, which is that's every DBZ game at this point. So it's people are people who who are hardcore into Dragon Ball games are probably getting tired of playing the same story, but at the same time, there's probably a subset of people that only like to play the story for Dragon Ball. They don't like the original content. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like Fighter's story where they brought in.
Yeah, no. Fighter's story is easily the weakest point of that game.
Was really dumb in my opinion.
That's a story,
right? Exactly. It's
right.
And then they just brought in 21 as kind of hey, look at this character that we got.
I mean, what was the story for the unenlightened among us?
Yeah,
it was.
Everyone's fucking evil clones of themselves. That's what it boils down to.
Even the evil people.
No, hold on. Isn't that the storyline for the new Smash Bros. Game?
Pretty fucking... Well, no, because they're not clones of themselves. They're possessed by spirits of others.
Wasn't that the story for Brawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty much. Yeah.
It's the go-to story for every fighting game ever made.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. So it's the Dragon Ball FighterZ. I never finished the story mode because it was just kind of a grind. And the AI wasn't super good. So yeah,
I don't think I unlocked 21.
Yeah. See, the only way I unlocked 21 is because I bought the season pass at the time. So I wouldn't have her otherwise. On my. On my Switch, I don't have her unlocked at all because I bought the game on there too to play portably, and I don't have 21 on there, and I probably never will because I don't want to. You have to beat the story mode.
Is she even
I'm
good?
not getting her either.
Is she what?
Is she even good?
Jason likes her.
Yeah, she is really good.
I mean, I'd hardly play that game because my internet right now.
Yeah, it's hard to play fighting games on bad internet. I understand that struggle all too well with my internet, so I feel you. The other big patch that came out is Smash Bros. Ultimate. Since we mentioned Smash Bros. Ultimate 2.0 is out. The Piranha Plant character is out and is fucking dumb. But
I heard he's great.
Right, exactly. Me and Jason were playing the other day.
I've been expecting him since the first Smash Bros.
Oh my god, no, you haven't. Shut up. He has really a lot of really good moves that
scares me.
Yeah, exactly. It's scary to see what else is going to happen with that character because he has stage control. He's got really strong smash attacks. He's got kill throws. He's got just about everything you could want out of a character.
Has anyone played Joker?
He is not out yet. I don't think there's video footage of him yet either.
I need to know.
I know. I want to know too. I want to know what Persona music tracks we're going to get in Smash Bros. That's what I want to know.
Give me all of them. Give me the one from the anime and I'll be happy.
Yeah, that would be so good.
Just input Persona 3, 4, and 5 OST and replace all of Brawl. Just do it. Just do it.
I would be okay with that. Although the Castlevania music section, I might miss that a little bit because there's a lot of good shit in there. But
we'll leave that one alone. And Metal Gear.
And F-Zero.
There's other couple little touch-ups that they did in that patch. They reduced some wait times that were getting obnoxious in online, which was cool. And then there was actual patch notes for once. Nintendo released actual fucking patch notes for a Smash Bros.
I don't believe it.
I still don't believe it personally, but that actually happened. So good for them. They were pretty vague patch notes, but at least they were there.
That's something.
Something's better than nothing. Yeah, everyone's just kind of like waiting to hear more about the DLC. There hasn't been like a Nintendo Direct in a while, so I'm guessing when everyone rolls around, they'll probably talk a little more about Joker or whatever else is coming through the pipeline. Pretty heavy. The one of the rumored characters pretty heavy right now is like Erdrick from Dragon Quest. I don't know where the base of that started, but like there was like some data in the last patch for the game that people somehow got his, like, I think it said like it was just like a code name or something, and it said like Brave, I think is what it was. And like when they like looked at some of the attributes associated with it, they somehow came to that conclusion. We'll see if
I just wanted it to be a slime.
I kind of wish Slime would be the Dragon Quest character in Smash, but I don't know what his moveset would be. So
Rocket Slime, man.
I can't even use that argument anymore after they made a fucking Piranha Plant into a character, though. So, you know, it's like, whatever.
Well, everyone saw Piranha Plant coming, Cody. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he was right there in that stage ever since Smash 64. You're right. He was right
I told you
there the whole time.
I told you.
Oh, man. Moving on from Smash Brothers, we have to pour one out for the Nintendo Wii Shop Channel because it actually went down last night. It is finally dead. The Nintendo Wii's online service.
Look, the Shop Channel is okay. Who cares? What everyone misses is the music.
Is the music, exactly. That's why people are going to remember the Nintendo Shop Channel long past this day because of that song.
That song was so good.
There's so many mashups and
more games. Is that in Smash Bros?
It is in Smash Bros. Yeah,
good. It better be.
There's also like I think 2 or 3 remixes of it. So there you go. That just goes to show how much the composers must have liked it too. But yeah, that is a classic piece of music. And like honestly, when you look back at the Shop Channel, like I think it was. I don't remember if I was at your house, Baco, but when we looked through like the online game list, there's a lot of like really like obscure games that were on there for the Virtual Console that I didn't even, like realize were on there. Stuff like Musha, Musha was on there, and like some Japanese games, like I think Choa Nikki for the TurboGrafx CD, which is like this really obscure shoot 'em up. It's like balls ape shit. You could play Rondo of Blood in basically its original form. I think that was like one of the first reliable ways besides the original to play that in the States, wasn't it? Like
it probably.
So
I mean, they could emulate it, but
yeah. And they had they had arcade games, they had Master System, they had a couple Commodore 64 games. Like it was just for a while. It was pretty in depth. So that was cool. A lot of like really expensive, obscure games that you could get on there for relatively cheap. So good for them for doing that. The weird thing about it now is like all this stuff that was like released as digital only for the Wii, like the WiiWare games are just kind of vaporware now. They're gone. Like, so.
Well, most of them were straight up garbage. I remember looking through that list and wasting my time.
I'm just thinking of stuff like Castlevania Rebirth and Contra Rebirth and those games that like Konami put out that were pretty good.
Yeah.
And some of there's probably a couple others that I didn't buy too many WiiWare games, so I can't tell you. But
it's a good argument for always buying physical copies of though.
Yeah, but like the weird thing about most of those is like they weren't available physical, so it's like they're just literally gone unless you like. I mean, they're not gone because it's pretty easy to hack a Wii. And like if someone has backups of it, then you'll be able to play it if you want to. But like you'd think like
you can leave your friends behind.
You'd think like some developers would be taking at least like Konami, but that's the problem. It's Konami, like they don't do stuff that makes sense. But you'd think they'd make like a little collection of them and put them on a newer platform so people could play them legally. But who knows? Pour one out for the Wii Shop Channel.
Yeah,
and it's banger of a music track.
Well, and just the selection, like fucking the Switch's stupid like NES thing doesn't even compare.
No, not even. Like even for NES games, they had like I remember they had like stuff like Adventure Island and like a bunch of games from my childhood that I was like, wow, I can't believe these are actually on here. And I'm hoping that Nintendo will keep releasing stuff for the Switch NES app, but like it is kind of like a very small selection when all is said and done right now. So
Yeah. Yep.
I think Nintendo needs to be doing a little more to earn that $20 a year that we're now suddenly paying them to use their online. But
Yeah.
whatever. Only time will tell, I guess. And moving on, we have Kingdom Hearts 3 and the remake of Resident Evil 2. Those are both out now. Has anyone played either?
Is Kingdom Hearts 3 really out?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is out.
Wow. Amazing.
You wanna oh my god,
They're recalling all the copies. They're pushing it back to next year. You have to return it. You're not allowed to play it anymore.
I'm gonna put this picture in the general chat. Like it's like this is the perfect way to visualize how long people have been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's a fucking picture of Haley Joel Osment and what he looks like now because he was Sora. Look at that shit.
Wait, he was Sora?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that the kid from I See Dead People?
Yes. And like what was the other thing? Earlier I was thinking about it. Yeah, he's like in Forrest Gump too. He's like Little Forrest.
He looks like Robin Williams when he comes back from Jumanji.
Yeah, it was like, what year is it? That is what that looks like. You're right. But yeah,
like the last one was him when he played the same character.
Yeah.
When 2 came out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What?
He's been stuck in Jumanji ever since.
He's been stuck. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like, holy cow.
So is this? I don't know much about Kingdom Hearts 3. I just know that story for Kingdom Hearts is the most complicated thing in the world.
Yeah,
well, it's not. Here's how I understand it: is there's all these long stories for each game, but in the end, it's just Sora versus Dan Handsome. That's always what it boils down to.
So is this it? Does he defeat Dan Handsome now?
Every time.
I've got no idea.
Not for sure.
Apparently, like the even so from what I was reading, they actually didn't like put the ending cutscene in the game until the game came out. So like you download a patch just to be able to actually see the ending because they were so afraid. They were so afraid people were going to leak it before the game came out.
Okay, that's amazing.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah, so that's it's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who's been clamoring for Kingdom Hearts 3 for all these years.
I've never played it.
I've only played probably about half of Kingdom Hearts 1. So someday I'll get there, but I really
like Final Fantasy, and I was really intrigued because that's in it. But I really don't like Disney characters. So a major turn off for me.
Yeah, that would kill it because that's like half the appeal in that game.
I played Kingdom Hearts 2, but I remember nothing about that game, but I do remember my cousin playing the Game Boy Advance one. He was yelling at Pooh because he would stop and ponder while like bad guys were like attacking him.
I really enjoyed Chain of Memories when I was a kid. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
is that the Game Boy Advance one?
Yeah.
But I can
you use cards in that, don't you?
Yeah, I thought the mechanics were fun. I don't know how it's like rated or what the critical acclaim for it was or anything, but I thought it was fun.
Yeah, like that's the thing about like when you like the numbered Kingdom Hearts games. Obviously, it's 1, 2, and 3, but all the other ones like actually have some effect on the story, and there's like 10 of them or something now. So it's like
there's a lot of them.
I've seen a lot of like just like story recap videos, and I think even there's like an official one that Square Enix has made. I don't know if I don't know if I read it was like included with the game or just like uploaded somewhere, but it's like a story recap, so like people who want to get into it for the first time have a reason to buy Kingdom Hearts 3. But at the same time, I think Jason was talking to me about it the other day, and he's like, you probably miss out on a lot, like the charm and the little side stories and stuff like that if you don't play.
Well, yeah, because it's not the same thing as watching a movie, like playing a video game is different.
Yeah.
So, yep. But like, as long as we're talking about Kingdom Hearts, there's just this time I remember when I was playing the first one as like a kid, and I sucked at it. So at some point, I decided to use like a Game Shark, and I was just going through with a Game Shark and beating the game. But like fucking, there's you get to fight Sephiroth in that game, right? And like Cloud shows up. He looks like a badass. That's still like my favorite version of Cloud. He's got like a wing and like all kinds of. It's so good.
He's got a wing.
Does he show up in the Hercules part? Because I think I played that not too long ago.
Yeah, he does.
Which I thought was cool.
When you get to when you get through all of that, the whole competition, you get to fight Sephiroth at the end. And I'm thinking like this is gonna be mad easy, right? I got infinite health, you know. This is gonna be like I can finally beat him because we tried really hard before we did that, but we like resorted to cheats in the end. For whatever reason, the fucking infinite health does not work on Sephiroth. He will fucking I don't know, developers program something in where it just fucking he will still kill you.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Sephiroth is too powerful. You cannot.
Sephiroth.
I still have not beat him to this day, so yeah.
And there you go. I've heard I'm excited because I hear a lot of people you know, like I just see things on Twitter and people are like, man, this is the game I've been waiting for. So that's pretty cool to see.
That's awesome.
And same thing with Resident Evil 2. A lot of people were excited for that, and I've heard Resident Evil 2's remake is very good. I want to check that out at some point when it goes a little cheaper. Probably I might pick it up.
About Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, it came out. It got fairly good reviews, as I understand it, and I've heard some pretty decent things. So at some point,
Is there like a million remakes of Resident Evil games, though?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was one of two, though.
Oh.
What's so special about this? I'm probably wrong.
It's like fan favorite or something.
Yeah, there's Resident Evil 2 for the GameCube. There's Resident Evil 2 on Steam.
Like
now there's another one.
Yeah, so the original Resident Evil 2. Oh yeah, it is on GameCube. That's right. I forgot there were a couple of remakes on GameCube.
Yeah, see, I don't understand.
I think it's just well, yeah, that and plus as far as I understand it, when people always talk about like the original Resident Evil 2 and even the GameCube version, you know, it's the one that people always quote, you know, where the controls are like tank controls and people just like don't.
Oh, Joe would love that game.
Yeah, right. Joe would love it. But so I think as far as the more modern version, they've updated some of that stuff to be a little more user friendly, which again, Joe might not like, but whatever. But that's always the one where I hear people are like, when they talk about Resident Evil games, they're like, man, the original Resident Evil 2 is really good, but it's just like, it hasn't aged well, you know? Like it hasn't aged well at all. But so that's about all I got to say on that. Yeah, so good to hear. Kingdom Hearts 3 is doing well, and apparently Resident Evil 2 is doing well, which is that's really all the cool part about that is like Resident Evil's kind of gotten back into its groove for a little while. You know, where when 5 and 6 and shit were out, people were shitting all over Resident Evil, but it was ever since 7, like they've kind of gotten their shit together. So
I like how video games can go do the whole reboot thing and it's fine, but as soon as movies try to do it, everybody's what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's honestly the truth. Like you don't hear about a lot of successful movie reboots, do you?
Successful what?
movie reboots as opposed to video game reboots.
Oh, well, no, I heard that Ghostbusters reboot was pretty good.
God. Not this again. All right, Baco, thank you for joining the podcast. We'll be seeing you soon. No, I'm just kidding.
I think movie reboots probably work best though when it's like something that's, you know, the current generation probably hasn't heard of, or it's like some very old intellectual property that was like way back in the day, but had a good story.
The superhero movies were pretty good when they get rebooted.
Yeah, like that's a good example. You know, Marvel really like now with the modern special effects and everything, the modern Marvel universe is way different than older superhero movies used to be.
The choice is yours, Spider-Man.
Listen, nothing will ever be better than Tobey Maguire
Dude, I just watched
versus.
that today.
Wasn't it good?
It's amazing.
The Green Goblin is so good and he's so.
I mean, I
over-the-top.
laughed at the dramatic parts, but
I love
you know.
when like Harry comes home and you can hear gosh, what's that actor's name? William Dafoe going
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Yep.
in the mansion upstairs.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah, that whole movie.
We can rule this city.
Yeah.
I got a few smaller headlines here that I just want to run by you guys. So this is the Quick Attack News segment. First one, Kano is announced for Mortal Kombat 11. Kano is coming to Mortal Kombat 11. Shaggy is still not officially
Confirmed.
being added to the game, but that petition to add Shaggy, man, woo, that is.
Doesn't he belong in DBZ Fighters?
See, that's what I was saying, but there's like there's actually a petition to add Shaggy to Mortal Kombat 11 for some reason, and it's got like a couple 100,000 signatures, I think, at this point.
If that goes through, the memes are true.
Yeah, the memes are very true.
Does anyone know the origin of that?
As close as I can tell you is that there's some Dragon Ball memes that were going around YouTube, and like I don't know if they're the original ones or whatever, but there's like this fucking video series that some guy did where he just like, you know, he made like this tier list and it has all these fucking like stupid amazing characters on it, like he puts like Super Saiyan Blue Goku at the bottom, and then above that is like base form Rolf from Ed, Edd n Eddy, and like it keeps going, and like he just starts making up like colors, and it's like there's like Gohan Verde, and like El Dorado was the other one I remember.
Oh my god!
Is it like? Does Ralph have like the fabled spirit shoe beating or something like that?
I hope so. Like
it's a tier above the fabled 3 shoe beating.
And then like I just remember there was all these mods coming out. So like there's that the Grand Priest from Dragon Ball Super. For some reason they were calling him El Grande Padre. And like I remember, and like the first one I remember seeing is a mod of Xenoverse 2 where it was like El Grande Padre versus Ultra Instinct Shaggy. It's just like a video of 2 CPUs with those character mods fighting in Xenoverse.
Through YouTube yesterday, and I saw this video that was a scene from Scooby-Doo. And it was Shaggy beating the shit out of like bikers and stuff. And the title of the video was Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
And it was a year ago. And I was like,
right.
What the fuck?
And
this
like
guy's a fuck.
it's just like it was around a while ago and I remember it. And like just like in the last like several days, I think ever since like the Broly movie came out for Dragon Ball and like stuff like that, like it started picking up again, and it just kind of like picked up steam like crazy.
When are we going to talk about that Broly movie?
Let's talk about it now.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about it now? Might as well. Yeah, I can do the rest of the headlines in a minute. So Dragon Ball Super Broly. I wish John was here to talk about this week, but me and John went and saw that the weekend it was in theaters.
Who all has seen it?
I've seen it.
I've seen half of it.
Whitey has seen none of it.
Yeah. How have you seen half of it?
He watched it was uploaded to YouTube for a little while, and he watched about half of it and paused it, and when he came back it was deleted for copyright. So yeah, that's how that happened.
Well, you watched the good part of it, Jason.
I was like 41 minutes in.
Yeah, you watched all the good parts.
I don't know, man. I really liked the fight scenes in that movie. Baco is telling me he just didn't like it because of how extravagant it went. But
here's the thing. It was well done. It was well choreographed. It was beautifully made, by the way. Also, Keel didn't. I had to inform Keel on the part where they're fighting through the lights is that they're fighting through ice.
Okay, that was super confusing. I didn't understand that.
I was half watching the show and I got that, but
like I was like, "What? Why are they in a different dimension now?"
There's also this
when their beam attacks hit. Yeah, and I was like, "The fuck!"
But my main issue with it is it was way too long for what they built it up to. There was it didn't need to be that long. The original Broly movie, I mean, it's drawn out, but there's like a lot of talking in between and a lot of like, oh, we can't beat this guy. He's too much of an asshole. and it builds up the fight more. But that whole thing was just them punching each other.
Yes and no. Like there's like. Yeah, but I mean, in the end, that's like kind of what all the combat in Dragon Ball is, and like they just went out of their way to make this really fucking well produced fight scene.
Yeah, the fights. I'm not saying the fight scene was like poorly designed. I'm just saying it's too long for what it's supposed to be. Like Broly shows up, Goku's like, "Oh, you want to fight? Okay," and then that 3 hours of them fighting nonstop. It's not. It doesn't need to be that long.
There's like a slight bit of plot development in there too, but I don't know. We can agree to disagree.
The only plot element during the fight that happened was when Frieza killed his dad.
Yeah, Frieza's the MVP of that movie. Frieza's an asshole. Like I love how much of a dickhead Frieza is in that movie. At the end,
well, spoilers by the way. When they wished him away.
Yeah.
Like that was
you
the only
spoiled it before that when he killed his dad. Yeah, now it's ruined for Jason. He can't watch it now.
No, I was really looking forward to that.
But one thing me and Keel didn't agree on was like what Frieza was using the wish for. I thought it was brilliant.
When they dropped it, I thought it was the stupidest thing ever.
I think
I did too, but like now in retrospect, it is kind of brilliant because it's the exact kind of fucking conceited bullshit that Frieza would do.
Right?
It's
exactly. Like they mirror Bulma so well, like because Frieza's like this tyrant who has more power, more destructive force than Bulma.
Yeah.
And he's wishing for the same exact,
like kind of like, I guess,
instead of beauty, he's getting taller by like 5 centimeters.
Like a little beauty queen type shit,
Yeah. What else would he really wish for, Like,
right. Yeah. I think the thing everyone was like, it's like because Frieza's always kind of wanted immortality, but like they kind of tried to explain, like he spent all that time in hell and he realized, eternity is fucking can be fucking torture, basically. So
I'm
like
sure he doesn't care too much about it at this point.
Yeah, he gave up on the immortality thing. So,
didn't he want to be invincible? I thought it was invincibility.
I don't think the dragon can do that though.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah, like because when Goku Black
I always thought it was immortality. Was that he wanted to wish for immortality?
It was always immortality.
Dragon Ball, so
yeah, he did.
He didn't use Shenron.
Yep. But yeah, I think the movie was good for what it was because, like, honestly, in the first place, it was like that was the whole spiel with Broly in his first movie is like, how are they going to beat Broly? How are they going to beat Broly? And so it makes sense to me that most of the movie would be a fight with Broly.
Here's what I got to say about this. It's a good movie. The first part before the Broly fight is well made and well set up. But because of how it ends, and it
even
just
the Broly fight is good. It's just too long. There's too much of it.
Well, yeah, and I guess I can get that complaint. Even though I did like it because it was very well animated. But I guess I can understand that complaint because it is a majority of the movie. So
yeah, it's too much. Also,
there was a pretty decent, solid amount of fan service thrown in, and I think it ended on a good note. It left it kind of open door for whatever they want to do next.
I hated how it ended. I liked the original Broly movie and how that ends. Where they just kill him.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the way they've built Broly's character is like they've basically rewritten his character. So that incarnation of Broly isn't evil really. So like they've left it open for, is he going to end up evil in the future? Is Frieza going to come back for him? Is he going to be, they can do stuff with it.
I'm just going to say, like, I recommend it, but I think it's the weakest of the 3 new Dragon Ball Z movies. Or Dragon Ball Super movies.
I might actually agree with that because I really liked the
Battle. And we can all agree that Battle of the Gods is the best one.
Yeah,
I really like Resurrection F, but I have to agree. I have to agree with you on, like, if you just go from raw plot, it's Battle of Gods.
Yeah,
But I have a soft spot for Resurrection F just because I'm a Frieza
Resurrection F's
fanboy.
good. It's well put together, but Battle of the Gods is really
The Battle of Gods is arguably the best Dragon Ball movie like ever.
well, yeah. I can't. The Dragon Ball movies, I don't think, are known for the quality.
I really like the one about future Gohan. Where he loses his arm. That one's pretty good. But
yep. Oh, just before we move on from Broly, the one thing that I thought that I was really expecting ever since they announced that Broly was going to be like a thing again is like after Broly like went to his, you know, quote unquote legendary Super Saiyan form, I was betting money that they'd talk about Kale. Because like Kale, like I don't get how they didn't. Because they're like, where's Broly getting all this fucking huge power from? And they literally just went through this tournament.
Doesn't exist. Cody, I'm watching the dub, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, like they literally just went through this huge ass fucking tournament with fucking a Saiyan that does the exact same thing pretty much, and it's like,
No, literally the same thing.
So
that's another thing.
I thought that was a missed opportunity. But
the Tournament of Power and how going Super Saiyan is a tingly feeling back, and then insert Broly who just gets fucking pissed.
I was
just gets mad. Well, you never get so pissed you fucking tingle. Come on, dude. Tinkle. Yeah, you just have to focus the tingly feeling in your back.
All right, I think we should move on.
Yeah, probably.
I think we spent long enough on this.
Back to the critical hits segment. So we talked about Kano coming to Mortal Kombat 11. There is a fucking Dr. Mario mobile game that's coming out. So there you go. They delayed whatever Mario Kart mobile game that they were coming out with, Mario Kart Tour. I still don't know how the fuck that's going to work, but casuals will probably eat it up. Jotaro and Dio are coming to Jump Force.
Are they?
Yep.
I still want Kaiba.
I would love Kaiba because the Yugi footage is all really good, and
Yugi's got no one to fight.
I know, it's just Yugi. It bums me out. But yeah, Jotaro and Dio are coming to Jump Force. So that's cool. A lot of people wanted some JoJo's going on in that game, so I hope that game ends up all right because all the previous crossover games have been kind of weird. Like J-Stars was pretty mediocre.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it just kind of looks like a more realistic art style J-Stars, but we'll see. Super Mario Party is the third best selling Mario Party game of all time. It has shipped 5.3 million units. Only two Mario Party games that have sold.
2 and 3 the first top selling?
No, it's 8 because Wii and then DS because DS. More people have.
Are you
those
kidding
fucking
me?
games.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yep, but and that's just raw sales numbers. Like it's not quality, but I mean, when you look at the raw sales numbers of the Wii and the DS versus the N64, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, so Super Mario Party has shipped quite a few. So Mario Party is quote unquote back to a decent standpoint. And then there's a 3v3 Power Rangers fighting game coming out. You guys see that?
Yes.
I posted it in the Discord the other day for Joe. Battle for the Grid.
Was it Kimmy the Pink Ranger?
Well, why am I drawing a blank? Kimberly, right?
Kimberly, yes. Yeah. She better be in it. Also, is it just like a reskin of like an actual like a Super Sentai game from Japan?
I have no idea. That's a good question. Let's ask Google. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
They got like Ninja Steel in it and stuff.
The Grid.
The Grid.
I remember when I was in like middle school, I had a crush on the Pink Ranger from SPD.
Who didn't?
Not you, Keel. I know you're lying.
I didn't get television, so I didn't.
It's a brand new traditional fight. It says it's a brand new fighting game hoping to employ traditional fighting game inputs like Dragon Ball FighterZ or Marvel vs. Capcom. The trailer looks kind of rough right now, so we'll see if it gets any better. But there you go. That's the kind of janky fighting game that I see like me and your brother playing for shits and giggles, Baco. Like that, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
because he liked Marvel Infinite. So
Well, it depends. Is he going to have to spend money on it? Because that's a deal breaker for Joe.
We might be able to get some dumb enjoyment out of it though at some point. But there you go. And then just real quickly, I wanted to touch on the games that are available for PS Plus starting on February 5th. For Honor is going to be free on PS4. Hitman Complete First Season on PS4 is free. If you have a PS3, you'll get Dive Kick and Metal Gear Solid 4. And then there's a couple cross-buy between PS4
what do you
and
get
PS
Metal
Vita.
Gear Solid 4 for?
PS3.
Oh,
and then a couple cross-buy PS4 and PS Vita games. You get Gunhouse and Rogue Aces. I don't know what either of those are, but there they are.
Konami really knows how to keep a promise with Metal Gear Solid 4 when they said they will only ever release it on the PS3.
Konami,
I've yet to see that come out on any other system.
Man, dude, Konami's in a really weird place, aren't they?
I don't know. I give up on them.
I don't think Konami knows what's going on anymore either. So
when I can't play like an HD Metal Gear Solid 3, I just get to watch people play pachinko machines of it.
Yeah.
I've lost all hope.
That's a fact. All right, so I think if we're all set on the news, then we can take a short break, and then we'll come back with a Baco and Pals segment and a few other stories. So we will be back in just a minute.
We got break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Break time, break.
Leave that question in.
And we're back live. Welcome back to the Very Beyond Gamecast. Baco, I understand you would like to speak to us about a certain genre of video games.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask everyone what their favorite visual novel was and their experience playing it.
So for our listeners who are unfamiliar with visual novels are games that primarily focus around story, and there's mostly just, readings. A lot of dating sims are considered visual novels. A lot of just story-driven games where there's not much, like actual button-pressing gameplay so much as reading a lot of text. Visual novel is kind of self-explanatory. It's
bad.
It's a novel, usually, but not always. It's a novel where visuals are a huge part. So Baco, what is your favorite visual novel?
Well, it's hard for me to say. I played Steins Gate a ways through, and I couldn't figure out how to save. You think that'd be easy in a book? Just click the save button, but no. They put some kind of super menu on this thing, so I just gave up.
I think you're just low brain.
Yeah, I must be. I don't know. But then I played another one, and Whitey and Keel watched me play this. And it was
my god.
Yeah, it was Go-Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan.
Oh my god.
And that one is so bad, it's entertaining.
Holy shit.
And let me tell you
when are
why
you gonna
it's
stream
bad.
that again? That was fun.
Yeah, we should. We really should. But it's no, why would it? Because, okay, if you're playing a visual novel, you're already a weeb, right? I think that's pretty well established.
Yeah,
I embrace this.
99.999% of visual novels are Japanese based with anime visuals. So,
right. But Go-Go Nippon explains to you what things are in Japan.
Yep.
And it's no shit. I know what this is. I'm playing this game.
I can remember one where the guy didn't get it, and then one where the guy knew instantly where it was, and it was like, dude, this, you the other thing. I can't remember the thing he didn't, or
Are you
he
talking
didn't
about
know.
the vending machines, or
Yeah, he didn't. He knew how the vending machines worked, or something, right?
yeah,
Where you get a card and it auto syncs to your credit card or whatever. But he didn't know about the V Pass thing, that you go get a V Pass to get on any subway system in Japan for free, pretty much. You pay this one-time fee. It's like,
but he knows that game is an anomaly to me. I don't know why it exists. I don't know who thought it was a good idea, but
do we know any of the metadata around that game, like who created it or what game studio?
I don't. We should look into that.
Where or whose idea it was or anything. Somebody pull that up.
Let's pull up the Steam page.
I got it on Steam. I got it on Steam. View page. Apparently there's nudity on it. I can't look at it at work.
Yeah, appropriate for all ages.
Why?
MangaGamer.com.
Developer is Overdrive. Publisher is Manga.
Published by MangaGamer.com.
The game talks to you like you're a child, and then it flashes you boobs.
Is there anything by the same developer?
I don't know. I was just going to read the description. It says, the week you spend in Japan will certainly be memorable.
Yeah.
Get a taste of the foreign travel offered by printed guidebooks. Enjoy a tour around Japan from the comfort of your own home.
It's bad.
Beautiful tour guides, famous Japanese sightseeing spots, delicious Japanese dishes.
Okay, this developer probably didn't actually make this game because they release a lot of other games here, like Higurashi. They've been releasing on Steam.
They're just a publisher.
Yeah, that's not the person.
The thrill of taking a trip through Japan with pretty girls is the experience offered by this guide game, a guidebook in game format. They just came up with their own term for visual novel.
I hate that game so much.
All right, so there's that game. Whitey, what's your favorite visual novel?
Well, you said my favorite was Fire Emblem. some Fire Emblem game, but I don't think
see where I draw the comparisons in Fire Emblem to visual novels is when you start getting into the dating stuff, especially in the Awakening and Fates.
That's what I'm talking about. It being a visual.
Well, that's what because I played whatever the first I forget what the name of the first Fire Emblem that was released in America was, like the actual one that.
Yeah, it's just called Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
in Japan, it's called Blazing Sword, but here they just called it Fire Emblem.
That one, the support dialogue was like the only way that you could get into, sort of like the romance side of things. But even that was very light in comparison to what you get from Fates and
Awakening.
Awakening, yeah, it's a lot more apparent in those games than it was in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, there's some strong visual novel inspiration in Fire Emblem
I'll give you that.
Jason, do you have a favorite visual novel?
Well, I don't know if they're necessarily like visual novels, but they're basically just strategy RPGs. But like,
Hoonie Pop,
it's XCOM.
Hoonie Pop is pretty good, but like Record of Argus War.
Okay.
Which that one's pretty cool. But it's more of like Disgaea, so like also Disgaea, and then like Cross Edge. Those kind of games. They have like elements of a visual novel in them, I guess.
Yeah,
kind of. So yeah.
What about Keel?
All right. Do you want the safe for work option or the not safe for work option?
Hit me with both. Start with the safe for work. Let's go there first.
Right. The safe for work is gonna have to be Clannad. That one's just too good.
Okay.
Is it? I watched the anime, and the second one's better, from what I've heard. After Story.
I haven't seen After Story.
Yeah, that's how the Clannad covers that entire anime.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, it's Clannad. Anyways, and then the NSAFE not safe for work one is probably. So no.
Wait, hold on. I gotta Google this.
No.
All right.
Hanabiri ni. I'll just give you the English one. A Kiss for the Petals.
A Kiss for the Petals. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that.
It's a lesbian. It doesn't matter.
Furious typing in the background.
Wait.
It's Yuri.
Immediately disconnecting.
Wait, does it say Yuri? Does it say Yuri?
There you go.
He disconnects.
All right. I got some actual genuine answers for you. Here's
mine were.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That was pretty tight.
Throwing some shade over here.
No, so I actually have a few visual novels that I think are incredibly well written games, and some are like genuinely my favorite games of all time. And the main one is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That's just a visual novel.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Ace Attorney, like the whole Ace Attorney series, is fucking gold.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I probably have to say that one's my favorite.
I absolutely love Ace Attorney. Like I could gush to you for hours on why I love Ace Attorney. It's a kind of game where
he played that on the plane ride too.
I once watched this man play Ace Attorney for 3 hours on a plane.
There you go.
I have so hard.
Oh my god.
There you fucking go. Yeah, Ace Attorney. The writing, the humor, like everything in that game's writing is like perfect. Like the localization, that's one of my like examples where I point to where they did a pretty damn good job localizing it, but there's some points where it's like, okay, like especially in the more recent ones, there's like a fucking case in Ace Attorney 5 where it takes place in a blatantly Japanese environment. And like they try to write it off as like LA or something, for an American audience, and it's obviously not LA. Like there's a chick in a fucking like kimono running around.
Pass the syrup. Don't forget the pancakes.
I would eat my jelly donut.
My jelly donut. Yeah, the onigiri for Pokemon is a jelly donut. So yeah, most of the Ace Attorney games have very good localization. Some of the later ones, it's a little questionable, but I really love that game's writing. The characters are
some of those cases
great.
are damn hard too.
Yeah,
man.
they are, and like it's just like it's like right when you think it's gonna stop, it just fucking blows itself wide back open, and you're like, what the fuck? So yeah,
one of my favorite ones was when I managed guilty because they cleaned off a plate. And I was like, if you ate a T-bone steak, there'd be a T-bone left. Yeah. I was like,
what? So there's my first one. There's two more I wanted to talk about. The second one is Zero Escape. It's the game. If anyone's ever heard of 999 for the DS, it's that series of games. That is like actually a way more traditional visual novel than Ace Attorney.
It's just Saw.
Yeah, right. Anyone who likes Ace Attorney on the DS will love 999. If you manage to see that game through to the end, it will fucking blow your mind open. That the fucking last like hour or two of that game is just like nonstop, like bomb being dropped after bomb being dropped, and it's like holy shit, and like all these things just start making sense.
Spoiler alert, they're in the Matrix.
They are not. But yeah, and it's all survival horror. Like it's really good written survival horror. The writing in that game is very good also. Whoever localized that for Axis did a great job. The sequels are not as good in my opinion. The second one's good, but the third game got left in development hell for a while, and it just kind of fizzled out. But
which one's the one where you're on a boat?
That's 999. Yeah,
I see the main guy in it. The guy who sets it all up, he's the dead guy laying in the floor the whole time.
That's just Saw.
No. That's just Saw.
Hey, in the bathtub? Just laying in the bathtub? That's the one?
Yeah, that's him.
With the pig mask?
Yup.
And then, okay, just for one more little visual novel, quick mention from the last few years, Doki Doki Literature Club.
I was so pissed at that game.
That game is
the only game that will uninstall itself.
Right, the only game
bad.
It'll fucking uninstall itself by the time you get over with, but it does a lot of fucking shit with you. It'll fuck with you. It starts one direction like a fucking weeby ass visual novel, and it goes a completely different direction within an hour or so.
Hey, I'm just saying, rom-com slice of life. Every now and then, you just need one of those in your life, man.
Yep. So there you go.
Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan.
Okay, except now.
No, Doki Doki Literature Club is very well written. Also, it tackles a lot a lot of like social issues in its own way that like might piss some people off, but you know,
it just made me mad because I'm trying to date the best girl, and then
shit goes down. Right. Well, spoiler there, but you know.
Oh, who cares? Everyone knows it at this point.
Yeah, true. But
like
if you've never played Doki Doki Literature Club, it's free on Steam. Go download it. Play it for an afternoon, and
Cody, just label this. Just label this whole podcast spoilers.
Because I spoiled super, so.
True.
The whole thing's been like everything we've talked about. We spoiled. So
true. All right.
Spoil 999 Escape or whatever. Do that right now.
No, don't do that.
No, Jason.
I am like right at the end. I'm just keep forgetting to go back to it.
You gotta do it, dude.
Do it. Spoil it.
I am so close.
Game's so good. Yeah. Jason, I forget. Were you playing the DS version?
Yeah.
Good. There's a very specific reason you need to play that game on the DS. So.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, moving on. I understand Baco and friends, Keel and Whitey, did something to do with Magic the Gathering. It's listed as Magic the Gathering thing on our list of topics.
Yeah, Ricky was there too.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, Ricky.
I would love to know
so
about
we recently,
Magic the Gathering thing.
All right, so we recently did the pre-release for Ravnica Allegiance. The
Magic the Gathering.
Of Magic the Gathering, yeah. The newest set. Ravnica Allegiance.
That's dope.
This is the first time Nick, who's Ricky, Whitey, and Baco have played Magic in a tournament environment.
Oh, shit.
That was like the fifth time I'd played Magic.
Whitey's played Magic a decent amount. So to help him out, I was like, hey guys, we dual-headed giant, which is where we pair up as a team. And we both build our own decks, and we fight two other people who built their own decks. And I was like, I'll be a captain of a team, and Whitey can be the other captain. What do you guys want? Who do you want to be your partner? I ended up with Baco, and Whitey took Nick. So I built Baco his deck because he's never played Magic, and I gave him a really easy green-red beat face deck.
Yeah, I didn't build my deck. I just gave my cards to Keel. I'm like, make magic happen.
And I did. But anyways, I built.
You did. It's true.
Built an Orzhov deck, black-white control deck. We were playing. Me and Baco went 2-2. We did pretty well. Baco was a good help to our team.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't win the game, but I could like make it so they had something to beat up.
I was the control guy, so anything they played,
I was the meat shield.
But I had a whole bunch of like burn spells, like drain spells. So my spells were like do 2 damage to each opponent. Because there was 2 of them, it would deal 4 damage to them. So it was pretty effective. I enjoyed it. I don't know about them.
I got lost trying to find the bathroom, and everyone made fun of me.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then
Baco was looking for the bathroom, and he got lost and was asking people where it was. And by the time they like pointed him where it was at, I was like, "Guys, that's my partner." And they're like, "Oh, we feel bad for you."
This kid's slow. No, the map was wrong that they drew.
You were wrong.
Whatever.
No, trust me. I have been to events where Baco needs to find a bathroom. He gets lost way more than he needs to.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Youmacon.
Okay, first time at Youmacon was not my fault. I spent 3 hours. I went to like 6 different floors and couldn't find a bathroom. And then I realized that they hid them behind these big ass pillars. And when I got in there, everyone ran out.
Yeah, well. Baco also once challenged me to dueling shits at a convention. There's a memory.
Oh god!
Yeah, I got in the one next to him. Cody.
I was like, I thought he was fucking joking or something, and then I just went to take a shit, and I just hear from the next stall, "Prepare for my maximum power."
I just let him off, dude.
I was just like, okay, this is happening. I kind of felt violated in a way.
Final flash.
Yeah, I cleaned up that bathroom too. I can't compete with John. I never will. But
No, John's. If John was to compete in dueling shits, we'd all be dead. So
it's horrific. Anyways, no, and then there was like we were playing this one girl and a guy, and we won because Keel played one card at the beginning of the game and it won it for us. But like that girl kept kicking me under the table because she was legs to herself.
It was on purpose,
dude. She thought you were
psychological warfare.
No, I don't. I was just getting mad. Don't know. I didn't know how to play the game, and she was kicking me. and then I think we lost the next one because we played against that guy who wouldn't shut up.
Although a guy was talking about JoJo's, and I was like, dude, it's evident you haven't read any of them. Please stop.
Yeah, he's spoiling all of JoJo's for you.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I'm sorry.
But anyways, after we lost that one horrifically, we went to the dealer room.
Oh, you're gonna tell this story?
Yeah, and I'm like down there. The one guy's like, "Can I help you with anything?" And I'm like, "Not yet, my good man, but I will be making a purchase eventually." And he's like, "All right." And what was it? I'm sitting there, and this girl next to me starts talking. I think she's talking to herself. I just don't make eye contact because I don't want to deal with it. And I'm looking at my cards, and all of a sudden, there was apparently a guy next to her. And she starts going off about like Trump shut down the government. And I'm like,
here we go.
And he's like, no, it was the Democrats. Already I can tell from this guy's accent that he's going to be a scholar. And he's like, the Democrats did it. It wasn't Trump. And like the guy at the couch, and she's like, I don't want to get into this right now because I don't want to have to walk home because you're my ride. And I'm like, oh no. And the guy at the counter is like, dude, I can just show you the video of Trump saying to the camera, I'm shutting down the government. He's like, no, it's the Democrats.
Oh, jeez.
And I got up, walked to Keel with trying not to smile.
We make eye contact and we immediately start laughing. Like,
yeah. And I guarantee you they heard us. And then we walked out. We went and watched
back to the tournament section.
Yeah, we watched Whitey and Ricky play some more, and then I was like, Keel, I need you to come back to the dealer room with me. He's like, what, you can't go on your own? I'm like, I just want to witness. But that's pretty much how it happened. It was a pretty fun event.
I was gonna say, sounds like you guys had a good time. So
we did fight a guy who kept saying, Judge.
Oh,
oh no.
Okay, so that guy,
jeez.
I was like explaining the rules to that guy, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna block this. If you guys know how magic works, I declared my blocker, and I had death touch against his like 5/3, and he's like, okay, you block with that? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, before damage is done, I'm gonna tap this and sack my guy. And he's like,
Judge?
All right. And I was like, because I sacked him, he has because I sacked him with this guy, I generated another token.
You cut out for a second there, Keel.
Oh, the guy came back pretty much as a 1/1 token, and because what I sacked him with generated another one, I just got 2 tokens out of it. And I was like, so no damage is dealt, your guy's still alive, my guy's dead. And he's like, Judge? And I'm like, dude, you got the advantage out of that.
Judge. And it took the judge a minute to realize what he was asking because he didn't realize, like, he was thinking, like, we pulled something.
Right. And the judge was like, wait, what? Yeah, you're fine.
Judge.
The judge.
So what you're telling me is this guy would go to McDonald's and like he'd be like, I want 1 McDouble for $1, please. And then they're like, oh, it's buy one get one free for $1. And he would like just kind of turn around and go, Judge.
Yeah, exactly. Judge.
Dude, that guy was crazy. Like, he was a good guy, but man, jeez.
Yeah, he really liked calling the judge. They knew his name too, which if that tells you anything right there.
After we got done, the judge was like, oh, you guys actually I was like, dude, what?
We registered under the name Exodia, and the guy told us to get out.
Okay, I didn't choose the name. I let Baco choose it.
Because that's Exodia wins.
The last time I played Dual-Headed Giant, my team name was Cars Salesman. Yep. But yeah. All right. Whitey, what did you think of it?
It was good. We didn't win a single game, but they gave us something for. Yeah, so what happened was we played 3 games, and then we were gonna play actually Keel and Baco's opponents, who they ended up playing. But then the tournament organizers were like, "Okay, we're gonna rotate everybody for whatever reason," and so we got rotated into. Basically, we got a bye for the last round because there weren't enough people to pair up, so that everybody had an opponent. So we only played the 3 matches, which we lost all 3. But then because we got a bye for the last round, they gave us some complimentary stuff.
Nice.
As sort of like to make up for it. So
that's cool.
We kind of got, something at least out of it, which was good.
Yeah, everyone got something out of that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nick had an amazing pull. Like, he pulled the most sought after mythic at the time and a stamped rare that everybody was like, dude, this is what you pulled. And I was like, Nick, don't trade. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, hold. Hard hold.
Like all the fucking eyes in the room just kind of like shoot over to him, like
it was
like the glint of a knife in the distance, like.
Oh yeah, and then our final opponents wanted to trade me for a card. The guy who kept calling Judge.
And,
Judge.
Do you think he would have called Judge? Like, do you think he would have called Judge for like a fair trade? Like
he did.
Yeah, that actually happened. He's like, should I do this? No, dude.
Judge,
the choice is yours.
Judge, this is a good trade.
Judge.
Oh my god.
Where's that card? I'm looking for the card he traded me.
It was Mirror March.
No, I remember that one. I'm looking for the card I got.
I play Mirror Force. That destroys all cards on your side of the field that are face up.
All right.
I liked during that thing, I would just like look Whitey in the soles of his eyes and give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down if we won or lost. And
the soles of my eyes. The soles of my eyes. The soles of my feet.
The heels of your eyes.
When at the end of the first round, you and Whitey were looking at each other. Whitey was hey, thumbs down, and you were going thumbs down. I was like, Baco, we just won, and you switched to double thumbs up.
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on in that game.
Good stuff.
Yep, so that was the card tournament.
That sounds awesome. I guess we're kind of running up on time, but if you want to, real quick, we'll rotate and we can just talk about like one game we've been playing.
All right,
Baco, what you been playing?
Well, I've been playing some XCOM 2, and it's very complicated. I think I'm losing. But also, me, Whitey, and Keel, and Jason for a little while, we're playing Minecraft.
Oh, cool.
We do like this yearly run where we play Minecraft with all these mods.
Yeah,
like a week.
Yeah, we're supposed to play it for like a week and get it out of our systems. But I guess it was already out of our systems because we like played it for like 3 days, I think. Yeah. We were like, oh, we're done. This isn't fun anymore.
That's like kind of how I get with Minecraft. It's like every now and then I'll get the urge to play, and then it never lasts for like more than a week, I feel like.
I swear to God, there was a week where we played it straight, and like I forgot to shower and sleep.
You're thinking of Terraria.
No, we did that for that too, but there was that time where you guys built like the Sword of Akasha, which was a giant solar panel.
We did do it a couple of times for Minecraft, I think, as well.
Where we just didn't shower or sleep. But yeah, that's been it for me.
Cool. Whitey, what about you? Play anything cool?
We played, so I played Minecraft with them, and then we played this game of ability draft in Dota last night that was like horrific. Oh my god. So So we play turbo usually, which is double speed for items or for like golden experience and everything. So it's like the games are very quick. You know, you get kills, you get towers, you lose, and then you go to the next. Fine.
Half hour long.
This ability draft game, because we haven't played regular Dota in so long, and ability draft is on the same clock as regular Dota is. It just took so long. It felt
we
like
were sitting there like, dude, I don't even have boots, and it's 2 minutes in.
It was just a slog. But besides
it lasted
that,
way too long. I should have just let them kill us.
You know that moment in Dragon Ball when Goku drops the weights and everything's faster?
Oh yeah,
it's like the reverse. We put the weights on, and we're like,
you went in the fucking like 50 times gravity with Vegeta in the training chamber.
We did something stupid. We're just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, besides that, I haven't been playing very much, but I want to try and make some time eventually to play the new DLC that came out a while ago for Hollow Knight. And
you love
yeah, Hollow Knight's awesome.
Finish up the Fire Emblem games that I have on my list.
Sweet.
Wait, help me beat Hollow Knight.
we should get you to at least to the final boss.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the chandelier guys or whatever they are.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy.
I hate it. Don't die.
Good deal. Jason, you're up next. What you been playing besides Smash Bros? Anything? I know me and you play Smash Bros all the fucking time, but
yeah.
Is it school?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of school.
Me and Jason have been playing a lot of share whiteboard online to help him with some math homework, but you know.
God, I hate math.
Yeah, math's all right.
Well, I don't mind. I have what do you call it? Discrete structures? Isn't that what it is, Whitey?
That's what the Michigan Tech version of it was, but I don't know what your class is called.
Yeah, well, it's some version of that, and it's just like, I don't know. It's the most basic asinine stuff that they make complicated. I don't know. It's stupid.
Yeah. Keel, what about you?
I am sitting in the main menu of Ace Combat 7.
I was going to say Ace Combat 7.
So I can play it.
There you go.
Other than that, I have just been playing shitload of Slay Spire.
Nice.
The game that killed me that year of school.
I got the 4th stage unlocked, and I beat the heart recently, so...
Did you?
Cool.
That's awesome.
Did you use my secret technique in that game?
No, I went the electrodynamics build where you cycle power. Turns out, it turns out if you get 4 copies of Storm, it's fucking broken. I had electrodynamics, 4 copies of Storm, and Lightning Strike, the 3-mana thing that lets you do 7 damage each time you channel lightning.
That's ridiculous.
Like 12 powers. So I was like, do 100 damage right now. Easy.
Yeah, that's a great draft.
Yeah, that was amazing. I'll never get it again.
Where's Keel get all the good drafts?
I play that game way too much.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then I guess as for me, I played today. They released Downwell on the Switch, and I love Downwell. That's such a good arcade
I remember Joe playing that.
Pick up and play game. It's like $3, and the cool thing about the Switch version is that it supports the vertical monitor orientation in the handheld mode. So me and Jason have the flip grip thing that came out where you can play games with the screen turned vertically. And it's one of the few games I found so far where it actually utilizes all the screen real estate available. Because a lot of them that we play with the flip grip are arcade ports and stuff that were made for different aspect ratios. So this is one of the first ones where it just uses the whole screen. I threw a picture of it in general earlier if you guys want to see what it looks like.
Switch.
One of these days, Baco.
I told that story last podcast.
You can play Switch right now.
You put one finger in your mouth and the other one in your asshole, then you switch.
Yeah. Why you never plays with me?
It's your cheat.
See, I played a little down.
I don't know how I cheated at that.
You don't watch your finger after you're supposed to switch. You don't actually switch.
How am I supposed to compete with a man who drops clean?
You don't. You lose every time.
So yeah, I played a little Downwell. I played a few hours of Tales of Vesperia because I got the definitive edition for the Switch, and I was playing that. Not super far into it yet, but I want to keep going on that. And then other than that, just a little Smash with Jason. Probably some Dragon Ball in here in the near future. Now that the patch is out, we'll probably pick that up a little bit again. Dragon Ball FighterZ. And yeah, that's about it. So, alrighty. Well, I think if that is all we've got to say, we're going to call it good for the podcast tonight. Anyone else got any parting words for the audience?
I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show.
There it is. We will see you next
Remember
time.
to stay in school.
Remember to stay in school. Keel and Whitey, thank you for joining us this week. It was a pleasure having you guys.
Thanks for having us.
No problemo. We will be back soon, hopefully in a couple weeks, with another Very BN Gamecast. And peace out.
All right, good job, everyone. Good job.
Good job, everyone. I'll see you in the showers.
I feel like you could have picked up the voice a little bit, but you know.